Welcome back, everybody. Hope you have enjoyed the hour of fun and frolics that Mr. Spock and Mr. Brown and I, Commander Culture, have put on for you. We are waiting the the arrival of our illustrious host, but Mr. Cockney Spock is here. Commander Culture is here. We're ready for another hour of fun and also hopefully not too serious of topics, but we do like to get into it a little bit.
Oh,
There he
don't
is.
say anything. Here he comes now.
He heard us. Playtime's
Look
over,
busy,
kids.
everyone. La la la. Just completed this report on pop
Is
culture.
it? It's
La,
feeding
type,
back,
type,
isn't
type.
it? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Hold on, mate.
Sounds
Oh,
okay.
it went 29, 28, 27, 3, 2, 1. You bloody on.
Put me right on the spot there.
Stop
Yeah,
speaking, everybody. Something's.
got it.
Something's amiss. Silence. Silencio.
Right, let's try this instead. It started to feed back, didn't it? Right, guys, are you there?
No.
I'm back now.
I think we got in a feedback loop.
A feedback loop.
It sounds okay to me. You sound okay to me from here, but
A feedback loop.
Oh, that doesn't sound good, does it? Listen.
I can't hear a
Wandering
thing.
minstrel like. Right, Cheltenham Fish and Chip Shop.
Right, I'm gonna have to end this. I think it's gone a bit tits up. I'm gonna have to end it.
Okay.
I can hear myself in my own.
I can hear the voices in my head.
It's very trippy. Listen, I'm gonna have to end this. I'm gonna have to end it. Sorry, guys.
What?
Start a new one.
No! Wow, that was a short show, wasn't it?
Oh, I know what.
Well,
Sorry.
Wait,
I'm being
no,
stupid.
you
I
just
know what I'm
in.
doing.
Oh, you know what he's doing now.
Just lost our
Right for the
The
people in the
tequila's worn off
chat.
now.
Right for the. I just had a senior moment. I just realised I had the YouTube window open in the background to get the link. For the. So it was feeding back.
Bunker Brown, what are you like?
Fucking hell! I've got a long way to go, folks.
Is that too much coffee or not enough?
Yeah, how much did you have to drink over the last 10 minutes?
2 cups.
Wow.
You don't realise there's quite a lot of pissing about just when you finish one show and go into the next. There's quite a lot of pissing about just to set that up.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know that, Commander, because you've not even started yet, have you?
I've not started. That's correct.
You've not even centered your helmet, son.
Well, everything was going fine until the helmet, fouled it all up.
So where were we? Where were we? Because you were presenting, weren't you? So go on.
I'm not sure. I think I was just talking about how I don't know. Maybe I was rambling, but I was just talking about how I've read
I like a nice walk.
a lot of science fiction. One of the commenters, somebody had written that they had read the Foundation series, which is an Isaac Asimov piece, and that just got me to thinking, like, what science fiction really is, because I consider myself more of a science fiction fan overall, and Star Wars and Star Trek are just like manifestations of a general sort of science fiction idea, which science fiction can look really optimistic like Star Wars or Star Trek. It can look really adventurous like Star Wars with Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. It can look really dark, like something like The Matrix, or like what was that other one that was better than The Matrix?
Sheer fucking hubris.
Dark City, something like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and or like the 13th Floor or something. There were good movies like that, but like it's just a way of interpreting the world around you, sort of thing. And when you put something like Discovery on, and then say it's science fiction, or you put this garbage sci-fi originals or whatever, and you say, oh, this is science fiction, and sort of serve it up to people. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Gordon Ramsay, It's like handing him like a frozen pate or something of cat food and saying, oh, this is foie gras. It's like it's not going to go down well. It's just not going to go down well. You
A
take one
fried
sniff.
egg, a fried egg, you fucking.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Get
Yeah, I
out
was
of
just
my
going to say
fucking kitchen.
that was Vic
From
Reeves,
Mortimer.
wasn't it?
That's
Trying
it.
to be a clever twat, going, can't he just knock me egg and chips up? That was when this was the original Hell's Kitchen when it was on ITV back in the day. I think did Gordon Ramsay do 2 series, and one of the episodes was Vic Reeves and his missus were having dinner because all the celebrities used to come, didn't they? And he says, "Well, I want fried egg and chips," and Gordon Ramsay.
He went right into one. You fucking pleb!
But that was the one and only time where I thought, Vic Reeves, you're making
Give
a
that
fucking...
pleb a seat. Good idea.
I thought, Vic Reeves, you're making a fucking arse of yourself, pal. I genuinely thought, what a fucking arse. Carry on.
Yeah, you guys are easily distracted. I'll tell you what. Oh,
Hey, look at that.
Cut me his...
Well,
I'm
yeah.
not.
Bright lights.
And so I'm just saying, it's like people know, what it is. Real Jones here, the commander salutes you, by the way. He's saying
Hail Real Jones.
And you can
hail
take
oral
something,
feedback. Whoa.
you can take something like the Jedi, saga, this 10,000-year arc. You can take something like Dune that spans, thousands of years. You can take something like Foundation that spans
Never understood
a very long
Dune.
time of period. Well, let me.
It's about sand dunes, isn't it? It's about a place called Tatooine.
You can take something and shrink it all the way down. There's like 2 of my very favorite science fiction stories. One by Ray Bradbury. It's about a classroom, just a student sitting in a classroom and sort of their internal dialogue, and then a J.G. Ballard, story about a person just sitting in a room. It's that small. It's not a 1,000-year story arc. It's not a bunch of other people. No, this person was actually the room was getting smaller as they sat in it, and like what was going through their mind. And it was fascinating because what science fiction really is it's a window.
By the sounds of things.
It's a window into sort of our humanity. It's a multi-windowed structure. You get to see yourself from different angles in these characters. You get to understand the human condition by looking at how the characters or how the story unfolds. And when somebody tries to defile that, or tries to co-opt that, or tries to corrupt that, as we see in STD, or as we see with this stupid Mary Sue garbage going on in Kathleen Kennedy's mind, it's a
sheer
real insult.
Fucking hubris.
It's sheer fucking hubris. It's an insult to the aspirations of humanity, and that is something that just can't be allowed to stand. And you've got individuals like us. Well, yeah. I mean,
fucking double standards.
Sheer fucking double standards, right?
Sheer fucking stockings.
I think I'm gonna be controversial here, especially.
Wow, good.
Me and Spockney had a conversation about these channels that accuse people of doing X, Y, and Z. When you think about it, are no different to the people who they're accusing. It's the 180 degrees of the circle, isn't it? And as I've said,
who is without toxic shall cast the first ban.
As I've said to Spockney, I'm kind of getting a little bit tired.
Cheesed off he is.
Yeah, because he's
got the right ump. Brown's got the ump.
There's their side of the story, your side of the story, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. And I don't know if people are just getting bored of just listening to 2 sides of a war, effectively, because I just think there's more to life than just listening to 2 parties going on about how this is good or how this is bad, blah blah
In
blah.
itself, it becomes like politics, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
two sides,
Yeah.
and you don't want to get too caught up in one, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We
So
wanna
I
be
just think
beyond that.
maybe people are gonna, because I don't know, maybe people are gonna wise up to the fact of this year, and maybe just
hope
do their
so.
own thing. I don't know. I think with what I'm doing now, I just want to kind of do my own thing. It's
Well, I
good.
often
Obviously,
think-
it's
I
good
wish-
to talk about stuff.
Yeah,
But
I often wish
there's-
that you had a channel, and you do. We're on it right now.
There's bigger fish to fry in the grand scheme of things.
I like a nice. I like a nice.
Do you know what I mean, Commander? Because I know you're. I know you. As I said, I'm in at the basement level on all this, and I know you're very, very well.
He's got his
versed
own
and deep.
gloves. He's got his
He
own
has
fucking gloves.
anybody who's got their own white gloves specifically to put
White
over their
gloves.
point deserves
Ding dong.
our respect.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I mean, if I'm understanding,
But we can't find them, so you'll do.
Oh, thank you. Just wait until I get my gloves on camera. I'll point them straight at you.
I'm dying to see all this. Hurry up! For
Is
fuck's
it
sake,
like
will
a second skin, Commander?
Well, it's become that way, more or less. I mean, no, I'm telling you. So like you talk about, if I was understanding your point, and I think I kind of was.
Good,
it
'cause I
reminded
didn't.
me again, going back, like talking about two different sides of an issue, like whether it's one or the other. This was really brought home to me when I was a kid, when I was a younger guy in high school. We had to read a book, or it was a story by Ray Bradbury, who's one of my favorite science fiction authors. Blah blah blah. And the teacher, no, that was a J.G. Ballard thing. Don't get it mixed up. This was about
the other one.
This was a different story, and the teacher, who was a very nice woman who wasn't very rigorous in her application of academics, said this is exactly what the author was trying to say. And I realized at that point that not only this person, but probably most authority figures in my life had no fucking clue what the hell they were talking about. And I'll tell you why, because I had just read in a trade publication about a month before that Ray Bradbury was talking about that particular story. And he's saying, this is what I meant when I was writing X, Y, and Z. And I thought, oh, that's very interesting, because
X, Y, and Z.
I took something else from it, something
Did
else
he
entirely than what the author meant. But
A Sound of Thunder.
He did A Sound of Thunder, yeah.
Right. Okay, there we go.
Martian Chronicles and excellent.
So I like
guy.
that classic time travel story there.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you like that sort of thing, or even if you don't actually.
Right. Well, it's like universally loved. The story is sort of timeless, and the implications for it, are universal to the human condition. It's like, what would we, how does the things that we do in life change the future? Everyone's always wondered that, even if they're not science fiction fans, or even if they're not philosophical.
Nice.
They said,
nice through line.
He's good, isn't he? He's fucking
He is
good.
not. Can I just say, Brian? We'll talk about you as if you're not here, Commander.
He's the
I was
star
gonna
of the channel, this guy.
Well, I will call him Commander. Well, don't go too far. Hang on a minute. But no, okay, Commander Concept, because where a lot of people, let's say on other channels, but basically it doesn't matter who. Some people will just blab on about nothing, almost like I'm doing now. Except that when some of us get off the track, Commander Concept over here, he spots the through line, and sometimes he brings us back to it, because we've gone, oh, look over there, it's Princess Leia in a chainmail bikini, and we're staring at that, and you go, and then Commander comes back and goes, hang on a minute, what are we talking about? The destruction of pop culture. I won't do the accent. Of pop culture. So, Commander Concept, that's what I'm going to call you when you're not around.
Yeah, Commander, I think you need to be rebranded Commander Concept.
You are, because you pay attention, because I'm always going on about points, but I talk the talk, you walk the walk, mate. You know what I mean? You know what we're talking about. Well, we're
big strides. Big strides.
Quite frankly, I'm just chucking out syllables randomly. The fact that anything makes a coherent thought is actually just an amazing coincidence and proof of multiverse theory.
Well,
I mean, next sentence I could just go, ooh, ting tang, walla walla bing bong. Where you, Commander, it's like you're going somewhere, or sometimes we're going somewhere, and then we stop going there, and you're like, nah, bollocks to that, you guys. I like where you were going, even if you forgot. Let's get back on this crazy train. And then we're like, whoa, pretty colours. You're like, get on the train, you two fucking muppets. Again, I won't do the accent. And then Brown's going, oh no. Last time I took a train, I ended up in Scotland, but that's another story. And I'm like,
Pack it in.
shut it, you muppet, get on the train.
It's true, though.
Get on the train. So, it's a conceptual train, and you're the commander of it. You're going, oh, Discovery, no.
Yeah, rebranding,
turn
mate.
left. Yeah.
Basically, what Spock me's trying to say is
So many
rebranding.
words. Rebranding, everything. Move the helmet. That's all we're saying.
Yeah,
Just leave it in.
the chat is loving you, Commander concept.
Oh, awesome. Hey, I thank you, chat. I'm not looking at it right now, but the thing is, like, yeah, now I'm all distracted thinking about Leia in the bikini. So you guys succeeded in that particular.
Message from Beyond the Grave. Tupac Shakur is in. When you do a lecture on your campus in your fortress, is in.
All right. We'll put him on the roster. And,
when are you going to get your channel up and running?
Very soon. Like I said, I'm moving from one lesser fortress to a much more secure fortress, and
the prince of procrastination.
There's good news and there's bad news. In fact, I was informed today by my minions that I wouldn't even have internet at the new fortress until February 9th. February 9th. So I'm going to try to do.
Do they have running water?
Well,
do they want to live?
So here, yeah, well, it's a whole thing. Trust me. I mean, it's not easy to move fiber optic cables into a false volcano that's impenetrable to satellites from the CIA and the KGB. So
it's not like you only live twice. So you're not in a volcano, are you? With like
it kind of my geothermal power does come from somewhere, and let me just say that the less we talk about you only live twice, the better. So.
Interesting.
One of my favorite Bond films.
It's my absolute favorite Bond film. That's why I modeled my layer after it.
I too am phoning from my Fortress of Solitude.
So are you in a volcano with the lake that opens up?
It's a false lake, yeah. And I have my ninjas protecting the
great film.
Mm-hmm. It is. The thing I liked about that film, going back to something more about pop culture, is Bond in that film is kind of he's kind of one step behind. If it wasn't for the Japanese Secret Service and for Tanaka, the spy chief, he would have gotten iced like 2 or 3 times. And the same thing, with the women, they were saving his butt at least 2 or 3 times. Throughout that show, and it was kind of interesting to see because I love Bond, but I don't like him as a Mary Sue where he can just sort of go around and just like pick off random people. And that show or that movie had a really good sort of exposition of Bond as being kind of one step behind. I mean, he's in a completely foreign culture. Not only does he not speak Japanese, like we assume he speaks Russian and this other stuff, he doesn't even know how to interact.
You speak he's Japanese, don't you, Commander?
It's one of the several languages that I speak. Yes.
Just say something really derogatory to Spock me.
So that's what I'll do now. I don't want to get the YouTube algorithm on me, but So it was it's just interesting to see that dynamic there. Anyway, and that's why, and it has outer space in it too. And it doesn't do it in a cheesy way like
it does, and it's got John Barry as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it was written by Roald Dahl, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and man, that guy.
I think You Only Live Twice is some of John Barry's finest work.
Mm-hmm.
The music is incredible.
You only live twice.
No, not the actual theme tune.
Not that.
The score is just
the
amazing.
Barry.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's beautiful, and I think that's the first one. You guys can correct me. I'm not a lyric, I'm not a musical guy like Mr. Doomcock, but where he's driving the little car, and it's the first time we hear that theme that goes like dun 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 dun,
Did it?
right, like that. That's the first time we hear that, but that comes back in other Bonds, and it's like that's really, I don't know.
Like
I
a
like.
Are
It.
you
stanza.
are you a big fan of Bond?
I would like to consider myself a big fan of Bond. Yeah.
I am massive fan.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's got my ire sort of on like stage 7 out of 10 with this new Bond film that's coming on.
I was just about to
like,
say.
it's like for example, I watched the latest trailer, right? And like as a Bond fan, I'm like jacked up to like level 9.
18.
Yeah, it's like this is so cool. Look at this! Oh my God, he's like pumping submachine gun rounds into a van after it rolls over the top of him. I'm like, this guy is so badass. But then it's like, well, how terrible are they going to make this movie? And what kind of damage are they going to do to the brand, to the character, to
I know.
legacy? And I can't watch. It's like I'm watching through Spock fingers with my eyes, trying to avert them.
What about you, Spockney? Are you a Bond fan?
Don't look, Marion. Yeah, interesting fan. I mean, like I watch them on TV, but basically, in terms of hard physical evidence, I've been buying the Blu-rays gradually. So I like Moore, or I did like Moore. He's now my second favourite. So I'm getting all the Moores, a couple of the Connerys.
I love Roger Moore.
But of course, I do quite like him. But of course, the best run, Lazenby, a run of one film, unfortunately. But he was the best Bond.
Where we got married.
I'll fight anyone that says otherwise. We have all the time in the world.
What about the guys?
To the other fellow. Bap, bap, bap. Talk about John Barry. Bap, bap, bam, bam. Oh, every time. Straight after this.
Are the guys in the chat into Bond? Is Tupac or Real Jones into Bond? So we all agreed we're all massive Bond fans.
Mm-hmm.
Big enough.
Have you
interested?
Well, we're waiting for the chat to catch up. Sorry, Mr. Brown, because it looks like Tupac there asked a question. The answer to the question is if he looks up Star Wars Squadrons on YouTube, the trailer for Star Wars Squadrons is the short film that I was talking about.
Oh, it's Squadrons, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Squadrons.
Really good. I was watching it with my daughter, and and she's into Star Wars, and she's just looking at me and watching this, and then she turns to me when it's over, and she's like, "I don't know what this is, but I really think this is cool." It's like because she's a younger
flashing
kid,
lights, flashing lights, blinking lights, loud noises.
So yeah, it's good stuff. So looks like we're not getting any feedback about Bond in the chat. I don't know.
I will say, with regards Bond, I know we'll mention Doomcock. He's said nothing about the new Bond film because he's a massive fan, and he's absolutely said he's kept stum about it. Apart from he's waiting for it to come out, and if it's woke as hell. He says he's just going to absolutely fucking destroy it. But he's like, I bet he's like us. We just want it to be good. If there's one film, we are desperate for this last Bond film. We just want it to be good. If it goes down that very dark route, and don't get me wrong,
what are you going to do, Brown? Are you going to be thrown into yet another pit of despair?
Don't get melancholy.
Please. Your last hope, isn't it? There's nothing
be
left.
Good.
What if he isn't?
Well,
what if it isn't?
It's like with the new Top Gun. I don't think that one's come out yet either, but that one looks like it is a good and honorable sequel. Cobra Kai is a good and honorable follow up to.
Oh yeah, it'll be updated, but we won't be lectured.
If they can do that with Bond, which they can do, if they do that, that will be a huge pickup. Like you say, I mean, we're just talking like morale. You know, just like people want to see a good movie, people want to see a fun movie. People have been locked in their
We need a
houses
good.
for
If there's one
50
time we need
days.
a good Bond movie, it's now.
Right, right. Yeah, but you know, I don't think that they're capable of pulling us off. I don't remember who I was listening to or who I was reading a couple months back, but somebody was saying that that they were trying to United Artists, maybe somebody who the owner of the Bond franchise was trying to sell it to Netflix or somebody, and they wouldn't buy
I've
it.
heard, yeah,
You know?
MGM is up for sale. Basically, I've heard
MDF.
MFI, MGM is
Orbital.
up for sale, and I've heard stories of other franchises being sold or actively for sale. So I know the Bond people are their own separate. You know, the Broccoli's and what's his name, Michael. I forget his name. Who's the guy who produces with Barbara Broccoli?
Stephen
Cat-
Cabbage.
No, that's somebody else you're thinking of.
Larry Lettuce.
Anyway, they've made 20. Effectively, they've made
Sidney Leek.
they've made 25 Bond films, and there was a rumor that
Michael Wilson.
yeah,
It
that's
was
it.
Saltzman, yeah, but
Sorry.
Well done, Commander
mind.
Concept.
got in there.
You got me out of that hole. Thank you, sir. Yeah, there were rumours that they are pretty much wanting to sell it after this one.
They've done their dash.
Yeah, they've done their bits, and
And they've done well.
they had so much money, they've effectively paid for the film themselves, and they can sit on it because
No
they don't
time
owe
to
any money.
release.
They don't owe any money on it, so they technically could sit on it indefinitely, or as
Well,
you know what I
and
mean.
they
So
might as well. I mean, they did in the '80s. I think after somebody was here is talking about, Timothy Dalton's run and View to a Kill or something like that was one of the last ones. And then they
Dalton
just
is
let it
mentioned in the
sit.
chat. If you look at
Yeah.
the chats,
Yeah, and they just let it sit though for like 10 years until they found Pierce Brosnan. They found the right kind of people they found the right atmosphere. And I think they're just going to have to let it sit. I mean, as much as I would like to see new Bonds, as much as they put out like Mission Impossibles and stuff, I don't think that they have the. I don't
Layer
wanna say-
Cake.
They haven't got the range.
Layer Cake is a great film, by the way. That's Tupac. Have you seen? Anybody seen Layer Cake?
I've
not.
seen one scene in it several times. Nice stockings. Don't leave the room, you muppet.
Commander, get the pen out.
Oh.
Add this to the list.
I'll
Layer
tell you what.
Cake.
I've
Great
got a
film.
list
Yeah,
right
Commander.
here.
For a
Recommended films from
for a
Mr.
blonde,
Bond.
you wouldn't kick her out of bed for farting.
Layer Cake is a fantastic film.
I'd layer that cake.
It was the role that effectively got
That Pierce Brosnan.
Daniel Craig
Daniel
the
Craig.
film. Yeah. Yeah.
Remington Steele was what got
it's-
Brosnan.
Yeah, Layer Cake's a fantastic film. Add
Magnum
it to the
PI.
list. Add it to the list. You will not
Tom
be
Selleck was
disappointed.
going to be Indiana Jones. Fuck that right
Yeah,
up, didn't
yeah,
they?
What they should do with something like Bond is come out with a generic spy movie. Not like a Taken or something along that vein, where they get used to the idea of portraying spies interestingly and accurately before they just throw out, oh, this is Bond. Because true fans are going to look at that and they're going to say, that's not Bond. That's some imposter sitting in there, with blonde hair and a duck face. Who is this guy? And I don't know. I think that Hollywood is losing it. Hollywood has really lost the plot.
Lost it.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
On the 30-minute mark, Hollywood, you have lost the plot, my son. Or daughter.
Yeah, I think if No Time to Release is going to be as bad.
No time to cry.
My observations are what I've seen of the clips and what everybody
On
has
the half
been
hour.
and what everybody's been saying about it is the direction looks incredible.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
The wokeness is woke. Woke is the worry.
Yeah.
I have not got a problem with the what's the woman out of Captain Marvel playing 007, because you look at all the articles online and they're just kind of just playing with the words. It's kind of in the
Are people
nuance.
conflating 007 with James
Do you know what I
Bond,
mean?
basically?
Well,
Because if so, I'll just finish. If Bond left, rode off into the sunset with his girlfriend 5 years ago, I have not got a problem with being, that woman being
okay.
007.
Here's my take on that. Because I do have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. And it's not just because I'm a chauvinistic misogynist. I try to set that aside, but it's if you look at,
It's just
now,
there in the background, informing everything you say and do.
I haven't read many of the Bond novels. I've read, I think, 2 when I was much younger, but they talk a lot more about the other double O's there. And especially when you see other men play 007, whether it's Roger Moore or somebody, Timothy Dalton, one of these guys.
Bond is a womanizer.
You get
George
the idea.
Lazenby.
Right. You get this the idea.
Bond is a womanizer.
Well, sure. There you go. Okay, Bond is a womanizer, right? Bond is, he's supposed to have a certain look. He's supposed to have a certain demeanor. He's supposed to have a certain set of skills, poker playing and whatever. And
Bond
if you wanted to have
woman,
if you wanted to have like a black female British secret agent, you could have her be 009. Right, and there could have been a 009 back in 1950.
Yeah,
006,
yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a very fine line for me. I think in the real world, if somebody left the position of 007, it will be filled by somebody else, because the job isn't, no person is bigger than the job.
Right. Well, but
I understand. I understand where you're coming from as the character. So
well, it's not just the character. It's also
I understand. Yeah,
like
trust me.
if
I get
running,
both sides of the story perfectly. Trust me. I'm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm saying if I'm running a spy agency, I want to have like 9 people with a certain set of skills that I can rely on no matter what. And if Sean Connery Bond dies or gets arrested and then goes to the Rock, I want to have somebody that looks like him and to go into that same
smooth,
role.
wasn't it? You barely noticed the stitches.
Where I can throw somebody that's a good poker player, that's a womanizer, that is a risk taker, that can do, and fill that particular role. I'm of the theory, because I think there are 2 theories on Bond, right? That he's actually the same guy.
Spockney, shut up, Spockney. Be quiet a moment.
When you do it,
listen, dude. Just let Commander Concepts finish the points, because he's in flow and we're just fucking with him. All right.
I'll promise I'll be brief, but you've got these 2 competing theories about Bond. That one is that the man changes. It's a different person fulfilling that same role of 007, and then you have this theory that I think doesn't work very well now going into the 2000s, where you have it's the same guy, where Sean Connery Bond is supposed to be Daniel Craig Bond somehow, blah blah blah, but if you do switch the man, if Connery and Dalton and Lazenby were all different men, they all fit a particular profile. And I actually like the idea, make the franchise richer to say, okay, now let's look at 008, because you could say, okay, now we have a black woman who's playing, in 2020, this particular role. And then they could go back and say, well, what was 008, a different black woman, doing in 1952? Well, that would be, extremely different. It would
Yeah,
be
I've heard all these kind
a
of
really
just kind of go back to like origin stories and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
well, yeah, but it wouldn't even have to be an origin story. It's just the same. It's 009 or 008 or whatever, but it's a different person playing that same role for MI6, right? I don't know. But they're not going to do that because they're not even as creative as we three sitting here in a random YouTube stream. They're just highly paid morons, really, and they don't know the properties that they have in their hands. They don't recognize the value. They don't understand the import, except to say that if somebody comes to them and says, "Hey, fuck around with it however you want, mess it up, screw it up, play around with it, do edgy, cool, postmodern crap to it," we'll just sit back and pay you no matter what.
You know what, right? If I'll get to you in a minute, Spockney.
What?
If I
French
woke him
toast,
up,
please.
if Barbara Broccoli actually got 3 people like us to watch the film in like the preview, like the test screenings, instead of all friends and kind of industry insiders and blah blah blah, we might just actually tell her what's wrong with it and how it needs,
A focus group. That's all they need.
yeah,
And
show
Tupac
it to the audience that it's intended to,
We'll be
where
a lack of focus group.
where we can just keep it real. That's
Right.
That's the mantra of this channel. Just try keep it real.
Right.
Sheer fucking
Right.
double standards.
It is.
Well, and I would be very happy to rent out my services to the creatives in Hollywood.
I'd go out of my
hourly
way
rate.
to watch the film. What about you, Spockney?
Can I have Famke Jensen as my +1?
She's a little past the
Because
prime, but
she can fix my popcorn anytime.
Also in
I
Star
mean that in a
Trek.
feminist way.
She was.
That's one of my favourite episodes. The episode where she's in, the one where she's that metamorph or whatever it is,
Metamorphosis.
where she's in a cocoon or something, and it breaks open, and then
Is she?
Picard is the first person.
Oh yeah.
She
She
is
said,
very hot.
I am for you. And it has the guy out of Buck Rogers as the old geezer. Great episode.
Oh, I didn't know that was the Buck Rogers guy. Oh, see,
What's his
Dr.
face?
Hure. Tim O'Connor.
I'll have to
Timothée.
God, Commander, you call yourself a commander of culture. Fuck all, mate.
Buster Crab.
don't let my secret out. Jeez.
Buster Blood.
You're just fucking bragging it. You're just fucking winging it, aren't you?
Yeah, he's got gloves. He's got the gloves. Come on now.
I've
Gloves
got the
go a
gloves.
long way.
Or I say I have the gloves. There's no proof yet, but
We've not seen the picture.
Can you
exactly.
can you
Camera
walk the
on.
walk, mate? Can you walk the walk?
well,
at
we
least
will
I've got
see.
the-
But
I've
I got to
at least I've got the
Buck
French
Rogers,
made uniforms there, you know what I mean?
all that is before my time. So I try to get to stuff before my time, but television stuff.
Well, World War II was before my time, but I still know about it.
This is true. This is true. But World War II was a little more important than Buck Rogers, I guess.
They both had their place. Well, actually, I want to go back to. I really like the fact that Commander consistency there touched upon as a through line. The theory with James Bond that it's not actually the same person, because it's not. I mean, you dropped it in quite casually as if it ain't no thing but a chicken wing, but a lot of people don't know about that. Oh no, I'll interrupt myself. Tupac Shakur says, hang on a
From
minute,
Beyond
I'll
the
have to write-
Grave.
Yeah, from Beyond the Grave. The great rapper himself, Tupac, says, we won so much bonus were bonds.
That's
we
with.
got, is it? Well, he just put W, who am I to presume? All right, let's try it that way. We won so much bonus with bonds. ... We got tributes like Sky Hard,
Spy Hard.
Spy Hard,
Leslie
UHF,
Nielsen.
Hot Shots, Austin Powers. We had cake and ate it like a heifer. Oh, we had our cake and had it. We ate our cake and we ate it.
I must
mixed our
admit,
metaphors. We had that.
Austin Powers, the first one where he comes out of suspended animation and he goes for a piss.
Groovy, baby.
I remember watching that in the cinema. Fucking hell, that was just so hilarious. Any bloke who's been desperate for a piss gets that totally.
Yeah,
Great moment in cinema. Great
it's
moment.
Like, you see like 5 guys get up and like, I gotta go after this. Yeah.
Well
and
done,
actually,
Tupac.
Yeah, and don't forget Tupac, Johnny English too, with Rowan Atkinson. That was
I do like Johnny English
tribute, and that just keeps going too. It's just like with the Orville, where the people who are parodying the original in an honorable way, like Austin Powers and Spy Hard and these other ones, they do it better
than the
modern
originals.
originals. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I like that. I really like the Orville. I love the Orville. I love Johnny English.
I really like Kingsman. Have you seen Kingsman?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You could do a movie, not call it Bond, have a completely different sort of mythos or something, and prove that you can do that genre correctly. And honorably.
You going back to Layer Cake, that was directed by pretty much my favourite director, Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn is just such a fucking great director. He did X-Men First Class. He did Layer Cake. He did it's Kingsman is his baby, and he did Kick-Ass as well, which is
Kick-Ass. Yeah, I love Kick-Ass.
Such a great film. Such a great film. Before when Bond in the late 90s to early, well, basically 2008, where there was nothing because there was having legal disputes, weren't they? Barbara
between the Broccoli
Barbara Broccoli wanted basically Matthew Vaughn was going to direct was going to direct a Bond film.
No Time to Die.
Purely because of coming off the back of Layer Cake, which was also had Daniel Craig. So he was pretty much going to be making Casino Royale, but creative,
cheese.
Indeed, quarter pounder.
Nice.
Grande. Creative differences between the Broccolis and Matthew Vaughn meant because Matthew Vaughn wanted to take Bond his way, kind of thinking probably the Kingsman way, looking at it. So that's the kind of big trivia connection between them two. That effectively Matthew Vaughn was going to direct Daniel Craig in a Bond film, but because of creative differences and with what he did with Kingsman and Kick-Ass and Layer Cake, I'd have been in 110%. It's just a shame that the people who were in charge of it all weren't. I would have been 110% in with Daniel Craig as Bond.
50 points in 90 seconds.
In kind of a
90 seconds.
In kind of a Kingsman type of way, because Kingsman is fucking great. Such a great film.
Yeah, I liked it. It was, yeah, and it proves that there's a gaping hole in the genre for, spy, high tension spy thriller type movies that have that edgy bit of comedy.
1 minute to hubris. 1 minute to hubris.
I don't know if you guys, since we're talking movies here,
we're talking anything, mate. Anything you want.
Well, it hasn't been done well in the TV sphere, but if you guys ever watched Burn Notice, I don't know if that came across the pond.
That's a no.
I never noticed it.
Burn Notice is an excellent TV series.
Never heard of it.
Takes a spy, a James Bond type guy, and drops him. He gets burned. He's no longer a spy, and he has to kind of live by his wits and whatnot. And I absolutely loved that show. It had the perfect mix of comedy and sort of drama and high tension that you'd get in a Bond movie, but they spread it out over 3 or 4 seasons, I think.
10 seconds to pathos. 10 seconds to pathos.
That's a treat that you
We've
guys
got
might want.
5 seconds until the show becomes the Spockney quarter-hour show.
All right,
there you go.
Half time, lads. Get your oranges down, yeah. Get your James Bond oranges down, yeah. Now, lovely. So to sum up, James Bond. Will he?
Tell you what, listen. Listen, Cockney? I'm just gonna sum up in one sentence because I think we've had a message from beyond the grave who does it far better than any of us could do. So here we go.
Nobody does it better
than Mr. Brown.
With a solid vocal stone.
Tupac, you're so kind. Honestly, thank you. We do,
Tupac, Salt Shakur.
Thank you, sir. You are very kind. Right, go on, Spockney. Over to you, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say shout out to Tupac because actually caught him, I think, on a Doomcock earlier. I was only in there for a few minutes.
He does pop up. Yes, I have noticed that. Yes,
but yeah, so it's good mutual awareness there because we're like a loyal audience. At this level, you get personalised shout outs just for showing up. That's how much we love you.
Yeah, anybody who likes Bond should watch Kingsman, and then obviously watch Layer Cake.
Oh, I like Bond. I haven't watched Kingsman.
Yeah,
is it good?
Kingsman.
Does he die and come back in the second episode? Spoiler alert.
Both the second Kingsman film wasn't so.
Does he come back?
Well, that's just because it dealt with America. That's why.
But
does he come? Yes.
And there was one moment. There was one moment in the original Kingsman that I just thought.
Did you threaten to overrule him? Did you threaten to overrule him?
No, it was.
Did he die at the end of the first episode?
No, it was basically this Swedish princess said you could fuck me up the ass.
Oh, I heard that.
I just thought. I just thought.
I thought it's called Kingsman, not Brown Wingsman.
Dirty. Yeah, Brown Windsor.
Yeah, that was.
I just think it spoilt itself. Just that. It just stepped over that very. It just stepped over that. Trust me, I love humour like that, but I just think it's just kind of. It was a little bit naughty for its own good, and I think that just left no pun intended, a bitter taste in the mouth.
Oh, rim shots.
Oh.
No laughter, no rudeness. It's highbrow here, Now, moving back.
Yeah, I'd actually forgotten about that part. I thought, talking about the Kingsman, Samuel L. Jackson kind of hammed it up a little.
The Ringsman.
But other than that, I thought that it was a very solid movie. He's but he's one of those character actors where he plays himself to varying degrees in just about every role now, and it's like, okay, well,
who are we talking about? Craig
Mr. Jackson.
We're talking about Samuel L. Jackson in
Mr. Jackson
as the villain.
Right.
My lightsaber, that's the one with bad motherfucker written on it.
Cockney, you should check out Kingsman. It's a good film.
Really? Should I?
Sure.
But doesn't he die at the end of the first one, though?
Oh,
and then come back in the second
listen,
one?
Somebody does. Somebody does.
We were talking about plot integrity earlier and canonical fealty and so forth. That's a major plot hole, isn't it? People dying and coming back. What's his name? Big Fortuna?
They managed to kind of... there was one character that died in number 1, and I think I don't think they thought Kingsman was going to be so successful as what it was.
Oh, that's the excuse, is it? I've heard that before.
You don't kill off your main character, basically.
You try not to. Well, not if you think there's even a chance in hell. Oh no, our film was successful. I didn't think of that happening.
Listen, Cockney, if you listen, just don't take my word for it. But
look, Mister,
here you go.
I haven't seen The Expanse yet. Saved by the Bell.
Is it real? Is it real Jones or is it Real?
Real.
Real. Real Jones.
He's a football team.
Real Jones. Is he Spanish? Real Jones.
I reckon it's a football team, isn't it? They played Barcelona last week. Real Jones. And it says it's nothing to do with the film because that's Kingsman. This is I enjoyed the Kingsmen Well, what you get up to in your own time.
And all the
is
king's
your
horses. And all the
Exactly.
king's horses.
I mean, after you've had a good football result, then relax how you do. We're all strikers in the shower, aren't we? Anyway,
I think Spockney, I think you're overstimulating Commander concept there. His helmet will need scraping out if you're not careful.
I doubt it. It's not centered.
Oh boy.
You want to get that sorted. Move it further up the star. That's what I say.
Listen, Commander, I'll do you a deal. If you
let me move your helmet.
If you do the serious stuff on your channel, yeah,
I'll do the funny.
We'll do the cocking about on here. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm gonna need some of that because I'm okay at cocking about, but I've got so much pent up frustration and anger that I don't have much time to put it on my own channel.
Let the anger flow through.
Right, here we go. Real Jones, Kingsman could be the new Bond. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Kingsman or men?
Because they have a young actor, and they've got
Taron Egerton, great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see?
He's saying Kingsmen, though, isn't he? Are they all going to be the new Bond? Are they going to take it in turns? All the Kingsmen and all the King's horses.
That's what they're doing with this.
Couldn't put Spockney together again.
Exactly. No. They tried, but they couldn't do it.
With the new one,
you know why? It was a fried egg. You fucking pleb. You pleb, Humpty Dumpty. How dare you fall off that wall?
We've got some bad news on the. We've got some bad news on the Real Jones nationality. Obviously, we asked him if he was Spanish.
Swedish.
Well, no, far worse. Here we go.
Aussie. Real Hodis.
His name is Bruce.
You have our commiserations, Real.
Which state you in? Victoria.
Ooh.
Anyway, wagga wagga, mate.
Well, at least it's in their summer now, so at least,
Exactly. No, they're our neighbours. Australia, or as we call it, the West Island.
Yeah, because Cockney's from New Zealand.
Not from New Zealand. I'm an immigrant expat. I'm English. Except when I'm in England.
Yeah, so as I said, Commander, once you get the channel up and running,
yep.
With your
maybe,
gloves.
Just do the serious stuff. We'll do the cocking about stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll try to keep a little bit of.
Commander,
after gloves.
If you get,
there you go.
Yeah, if you get Cockney on your channel, he'll do
on your spaniel.
See,
what he does with spaniels in his own time is his own business.
Cockney spaniel.
Cockney spaniels, right up your spotted dick. Is it bring your own helmet? Is it like dinner with Vader?
Yes, I don't provide my
You don't provide my own helmet or your own helmet.
Oh, I provide my own. Yeah,
okay.
What does Mrs. Commander? Has Mrs. Commander Culture seen all this get-up that you've got?
Is she Mrs. Culture or is she like Lieutenant Culture? How does that work?
Oh, she has her own identity separate from.
I need to. By the way, I need to sort that out for you. I'll get on with that if I'll sort that out.
Yeah,
not a problem. Not a problem.
Fucking Poms, mate. Where? Bloody whinging Poms. I'll tell you what. Difference between a Pom and a 747. Fucking 747 stops whining when it hits the fucking tarmac. You know
listen,
what I mean?
Listen. He's managed to pull it back though with his next comment.
Here we go.
Well done, mate. Textbook comeback. Beautiful.
Much love. Oh, you play
no, that's
tennis,
love.
do you?
Love. That's a typo. Is that?
He plays tennis, does he? After the football. Real Hodis.
Oh yes. Speaking of tennis.
Yeah.
Well done, my friend.
15, love.
Apparently, the Aussies are going absolutely fucking ballistic because effectively nobody is allowed to travel in Australia at the moment, and you've got all these basically air travel, and you've got all these tennis stars coming in from wherever for the Australian Open.
Wherever,
and,
fucking hell.
Basically worldwide coming in, and plus their support crew. And all the Aussies are going fucking ballistic. How effectively sport continues, and everybody's locked down. Everybody's civil liberty of being able to move has gone.
You know what that is? Sheer
fucking double standards.
Double standards again. Oh, it's all right for them, isn't it? all right for the foreign sports people. What about the domestic bus drivers?
So, Commander,
Yes.
so getting back to this,
The gloves.
your gloves and coat and helmet, and
My
have you
God.
actually,
Boots.
have you actually, obviously you've not sorted the polo necks out yet, which will be that will be the garment that will tie it all together, especially if you have, the logo and your avatar there, embroidered, with as I said, on the chest where the lapel of the jacket opens. Yeah. Have you dressed up for your good lady yet?
Well, what we do in our private life is really none of the.
Yeah, but you're amongst
No.
you're amongst friends.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just a public channel.
So it's Spotney, myself,
the last thing I want to do is dress up like a bachelor.
Real Jones, and Tupac. So you're amongst friends. So have you?
Hey, what happened to the Slav contingent? What happened to Vaclav? Is he fucked up?
He's got something more important to do today.
I doubt
He's
it.
he's probably not seen the notification.
Yeah, well,
Does
he was
your,
on earlier. What do you mean
Commander.
notification? He was on the show.
Does your wife like it?
Yeah. She thinks it's quite good.
4 minutes to wrap up.
and I have her approval as well, because obviously my audience doesn't just extend to nerddom. It also I'd like to bring the ladies into the channel, and if you don't look good and flashy, well then you don't have much of a channel. So that's
why Cockney, we haven't got a channel, because we've not had a woman on here yet.
Well, that's
cheers, Commander. Thank you.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get Instant Helga on the channel.
I think
People think she doesn't exist, but she does.
I think, Commander, with your channel, I think just a little bit of advice, and I think this is...
Be serious.
I think this is where a lot of channels, especially the big pop culture channels, have kind of lost their way a little bit. Just keep it real.
Oh yeah, I am 100% real, and I think it's pop culture is only part of what I plan to talk about or what I want to talk about. I have a lot to say about geopolitical situations and larger cultural ideas.
Talk about pop culture.
So, well, because I mean,
we love ladies
only
with two eyes.
The way that my ladies,
preferably.
And Tupac Shakur, yes, I would be honored to have you as part of my legion. So your loyalty.
Whoa, there you go, fanboy already, Commander. You're doing it well.
I'm doing it well. Well, with an awesome helmet like that and a great avatar, it really can't go wrong.
Do you have, for your helmet, did it come with a polishing cloth?
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Let me see here. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Will you be polishing it yourself, or will it be your good lady doing that?
It's like the Zen mirror, isn't it?
The tradition in most medieval cultures is to have the woman care for the
wench.
And
helmet wench.
While a man trains for battle. So we'll have to work that out. But we'll see how.
Helmet wench, my visor needs a squeegee.
Okay, we have got 90. We've got 90 seconds.
90 squeegees until you've got to clean up your visor. 90 seconds to clean up your third eye. Your Zen visor.
We are allowed to just go on a little bit longer if we want.
What?
We can probably go 5 minutes either way, but
15. You got to go 15 chunks. Chunks of 15, or knock it on the head after an hour. Come back for another half 50. Oh no, it's too much.
No.
Push through.
Thing is,
Stay the course.
Shall we go? We'll go until we'll go to Scottish dentist time. That's 2:30.
2:30.
And then we'll call it a draw. So we've got about 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
You pithy.
Okay, you guys,
pithy and 50. Pithy and 50.
Explain to me this Scottish dentist time. I'm not
2:30, mate. See you, Jimmy.
2:30.
2:30.
Is that from a TV show, or is this a part of the
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Right, yeah, Cockney, you're the intellectual one. So for the last 10 minutes, explain to Commander
Commander through line.
Explain the concept of the Scottish dentist joke to Commander culture.
Okay.
Go
On the hour. Right, okay. As we approach the hour, the big hour.
10 seconds.
On Brown Show, it's midnight, New Year's Eve. Every hour on the hour. Here we go. It's 2021 again. Hey! It's worse than the last one. Duck, everyone. It's shy. Ah! Yeah, so what happened was, it's an oral pun, if you like, unlike that one, which isn't. Based on pronunciation, you could break down puns into two categories, A, B, and A.5. And it's basically, do I hear typing? Who's typing?
I'm just trying to organise some work. Sorry.
Why? Well, what is it? Tax
because
returns?
I've earned no money.
Yeah, well, that easy for your tax returns, then, isn't it? 2 nothings is nothing.
Carry on with the concept of Scottish.
Well, Scottish 2:30 is tooth because your tooth is hurty and the time is tooth. No, I actually did have an appointment. It's when it actually happens in real life. It's more when you build it up and then explain it. He's conked out. He's not there, is he? He's playing with his gloves. He's sitting on one hand to make it numb. Are you there, Commander through line? Over.
Yes.
Do you understand the gag? Do you understand the gag?
No.
He understands it. He just doesn't find it funny. He's trying to be polite. Yes, I totally got it. It's not funny. Move on, Brown. See you.
Scottish people, instead of hurt, they'd go, "Hey, hurty! It hurty!"
They fly their Mars bars.
And if they would say it's two, but they'd probably say it like tooth hurty.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It's like a play on the Scottish accent.
It's 2:30.
It's 2:30. 2:30.
That's a part of oral pun. Did you not get?
Well, I know why I didn't get it. Because with the Cockney accent there, it just sounded like he was just saying it just like he was.
Got an accent. What's he talking about accents, Brown? Hey, what's this geezer on about? No, he's got an accent. We all talk normal. I know he sounds a bit Arizona to me.
It's amazing how somebody as thick as me explained that joke to Commander Concept, but
it was
Cockney Spock, who's got the brain the size of a planet, couldn't even explain it.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't.
It was like a ship hitting the rocks.
It's like tooth. It's like this, Commander. Tell me about the gloves.
White.
Oh, I don't know. You guys are on about the gloves today, aren't you?
I know there's something stuck.
When are we going to get to? When are we going to get to see this?
Look, I'm telling you guys, if I have a spare 10 minutes, I
next week. Listen,
what are they made of again?
Next weekend. Weekend. Come on here.
PVC.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Roll it out on here.
What are they made of? What are they made of?
Yeah, well, I will do my best because, especially like I said, in the first week of February, I'm going to be internetless due to that wiring issue. And so I want to get stuff up on the channel before I have to go dark for a little bit. So that's
better get us on then.
I agree.
Triple X.
More.
You do the serious stuff. I'll do the jokes. Brown will make the coffee.
I'll just say a message to Tupac. On the first link that you said you wanted me to do something,
Christmas, my Tupac
I
sent
think
to me
I put my email
flat
address,
flat,
and I've not received anything
funky
from you,
beats,
Tupac. So
3 unopened emails, 4 bitches, 5 bling blings, and a telephone. I made myself laugh. All right, we're stopping there. And a partridge in a pear tree. All righty, wrap it up at 1 hour 10 minutes. It's an odd time, but we're going to wrap up in an odd way. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh.
So next week, Commander, when we do the weekend show, are you going to unveil
the gloves?
Do it.
Yeah, I will. I'll give that a shot. I have to resolve the audio issues with the helmet. Otherwise, it will look it'll be a very underwhelming and mute.
As I said, I think on a technical level, I think you probably will be struggling with that, mate. On a technical level.
I'm going to give it a shot. I think a lot of the problem comes from this old PC here. When I flip over to the new CPU, I'm hoping that some of those issues...
I just think it'll be down to the quality of
That's
the mic
central
for
processing
the quality of the mic that you've got for the the Bluetooth thing for the helmet. I think that's probably the issue. Not the technology, other than the actual mic itself. I may be wrong. I've been known to be wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to experiment.
It could be right.
And see what we're up against. But
right,
yeah.
we've got 5 minutes to finish off. So I'll just say to the chat, listen, guys, you've been fantastic. It's just not. It genuinely is great knowing that there's people, just listening to us, just talking bollocks and just cocking about. So yeah, well done, guys. Fantastic.
Almost there. Just that last 5 minutes, lads. Come on.
Just that last push. So so 4 minutes and we'll call it a draw. So
Russian, the push and the land will be ours.
Tupac Shakur, what a guy. What
a rapper.
Listen, here we go, look.
Oh, he's in. What's he saying now? Okay, Mr. Brown, I will. Due diligence. Oh, I like a bit of
Tupac, get in contact. If you need something doing, I've got that much time on my hands. I've got too much time to know what to do with. So if you need anything, we'll get something sorted. Real Jones.
I enjoyed you guys. Well, again, what you get up to at the weekend is really up to you.
Yeah, what you do, Real, with men is up to you, mate. I know you Australians down there like stuff.
They like a party.
Yeah, so.
So, again, to anyone travelling through Spain via Australia, Real,
avoid
the new upcoming football team.
So,
come on, Real.
Commander, when is this channel yours?
Yeah,
when are you going to get it going?
Come on, when? Tomorrow?
What's holding you back?
Well, like I said, I'm telling you, I'm.
He already told you, bro.
From one
I just need to hear it again. So it's the move. It's the move, is what you're saying.
That's most of it. Yeah, work is extremely busy at this current time, and so between
busy.
Have you used the mini at all yet?
Yes.
And is it any good?
I love it.
Have you plugged the monitor into it yet?
It's very smooth.
Thank fuck for that. Because there's one thing I always worry about recommending stuff is that if you recommend something and it's disappointing to the person, that's not good.
No. Yeah, no. I especially compared to the old clunker that I'm on right now.
Is it fast?
It's very smooth. Yeah, it's just.
I'm seriously considering buying a Mac Mini. To be fair,
top tip: if you get a Mac Mini, buy a monitor. Really helps.
Makes it a little bit easier to work with.
The graphics just really start zigging.
What about? Would you need a keyboard and a mouse with it as well?
And I also recommend that. Yeah, the whole bit.
See, I've got two old cinema displays from my old G5 days in the back bedroom that are basically new, but they're like 17 years old because I've just never used them.
2 minutes.
So for me, I've got an old Bluetooth keyboard and a mouse from my old G5. So for me, a Mac Mini would get me over the hurdle of using this 12-year-old MacBook until something better comes along. And I think 650 quid is a bit of a fucking steal for what you get, to be fair. So being a user of the Mac Mini, you'd recommend it?
From the couple of days that I've been on it and tinkering around, I would say, it's
do it.
Have you downloaded the Adobe Suite yet? Are you signed up yet?
No, I haven't done the Adobe thing yet.
Okay, and I probably need to talk to you about that at some point.
Yeah, we can talk offline about that.
I recommend it. Come for the Photoshop, stay for the InDesign, and then
because as I said, effectively you get two licenses for one purchase, effectively. So okay. Anything you want to say, Spockney, before we use the transporter and disappear?
Yeah, that this is the last minute. Every second counts now.
It's over to you.
The last thing I want to be doing is talking about using up the last minute. It'll be so meta, though, so self-referential that I think, in a way, it's good territory. So yeah, all I say is always use your last minutes wisely. That's what I say. All right, over to you two Muppets.
Okay, guys in the chat, if you ever want to come on, guys in the chat, send me a message. Open house, just come on here, cock about.
And
As long
remember,
as long as you don't come on and embarrass yourself or be naughty.
always ladies' night. on Mr. Brown's channel.
Anybody.
Okay, we
come
out.
on. So yeah, 3 seconds. So
2, 1. Okay,
guys,
bye.
guys, thank you. I need to go to Aldi now and do some shopping. Other supermarkets are available.
Bollocks.
Goodbye.